I grew up in a world where kids didn't go out to play, where people don't make eye contact with me these days and rather look at their phones. I call my friends to play outside and they'd rather play PUBG instead. My friends' parents are so paranoid that they won't let their kid talk to me. Some of my friends are so hell bent on studying and spend so much time on studying about getting their dream college, getting their dream career, that they fail to live in the present moment. Others, because of certain situations, fall into the trap of hedonism and addictions like I did. And it saddens me to think about what's going to happen to the young people of our generation in 15 to 20 years. And you can see this, so many young people did not have a childhood. And I sometimes feel like it's my responsibility to fix this, and I take the blame upon myself, but then I realize that it's not my fault, right? I can help improve it, but it's not my fault. I cannot take responsibility for everybody out there because I haven't done this. It's the companies, it's the government, it's the teachers, it's the parents, it's the entire society that has completely wrecked us as a generation, completely wrecked us. I'm not a pessimist, all right? I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist, right? And I completely disagree with people when they say Gen Zs are the best generation in history, or why Gen Zs are better than millennials, why Gen Zs are better than boomers. Like, it's not even an argument. We are the bottom. We are the worst ever generation, ever. I'll tell you one more thing. People also say 2023 is the best year ever in history because you have the opportunity to do so much more than what you did last year, and every new year that comes is the best year ever in history for you. No, it's not, G. Of course, in your personal individual life, 2023 could be the best year of your life if you work super hard and achieve all your goals. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the macro. The macro of 2023, what are the parameters? Okay, how much has social media usage gone up amongst young people? Boom. What's the average screen time of a young person? Boom, it's skyrocketed. What's the average, whatever? All these metrics, they are all in the negatives. So how can 2023 be the best year of humanity if 2023 is the baseline for the terrible future that's gonna be coming? I personally believe that I think around 1990 was the best time to be born. If I had the choice, I would choose to be born in that year instead of 2004. Why? Because that was a unique kind of generation where they had a childhood that didn't have the internet and didn't have all this antisocial garbage that we use these days, like Instagram and all this other stuff. And as they grew up, like as they entered the job market when in their like 20s, that's when technology started coming. And that's where they made hell lot of money and they had lots of opportunity to capitalize on this technology that we use on a day-to-day basis. So from that perspective, right, from a life setup perspective, 1990s was the best year to be born. Just take my example. I'm born in 2004. Again, I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. 2004 was a terrible year to be born. Like, not that terrible. Of course, 2023 is even worse to be born. But after, let's say, 2000s, like each year got worse and worse and worse. Okay. My childhood was normal until, let's say, first or second standard, right? Normal childhood. Then technology starts being introduced to me, laptops, YouTube, like games, all that mini clip and all that, if you guys remember. So I get hooked to that. Then my exposure increases. Whenever I don't have a phone, I get agitated. This is, by the way, I'm a young kid, okay? I'm under like 10 or 15, you could say. That's the situation of literally me and countless other people. That's what messed up our minds, where we don't understand human relations anymore. This is a separate topic, but I don't know if other people relate with this, but you have friends, right? You have people you talk to every day, but you still feel lonely. Is that a similar kind of feeling that you're feeling? I certainly feel that. And I think I've made a video on it, but let's not talk about it right now. We have things like that happening. We have obesity rising. We have all these diseases that young people are having. You can't deny the fact that young people, firstly, right from birth, there are more miscarriages happening every single year there are more babies being born with some kind of defect every single year. There are more and more kids have ADHD, which is not real. They're just addicted to their phones. More and more kids these days are like depressed and like antisocial, kind of weird kind of kids. And you might say, Shrey, this is an advantage because we are more emotional, and then we can contribute differently to the job market, and the job market needs a new perspective. No, it doesn't. The job market, the the business world does not need your emotional soft perspective. Trust me. The business world cares about hard work, and it doesn't care if you're emotional or not. Can you work hard? Can you deliver? That's it. So there is no defense for all the terrible things that are happening to our generation. Right from birth, there is something wrong. And there are reasons for that too, scientific reasons why miscarriages are happening, more babies are being born with defects and all. But that's another topic as well, which I could cover for another 20 to 30 minutes, but that's not the scope of this video. Okay, and I want to talk about one more thing, which is life for young people these days is extremely mundane and boring. Just think about it. Everything right now, okay, in our lives is a watered down version of what it used to be 20 to 50 years ago. Let me explain. When was the last time it was raining outside? You called your friend and you said, let's go out, let's get wet in the rain, let's play cricket, let's play catch, let's play something. When was the last time you did that? I've never done that. I've done it, like I got wet in the rain while I was happening to be walking, but I've never done that. And I know for a fact that my parents and grandparents have done this because of what they tell me. When it was raining over here, I was talking to my granddad. He just said, did you guys get wet in the rain? I said, no. Why? Like, did you guys do that when you were my age? He said, yeah, every time. What more do I need to tell you? Like, this is genuinely making me emotional right now. I did not have a childhood. When was the last time you did like something actually crazy outside of school? School में सब बच्चे teachers को परेशान करते. That's not a problem. I'm talking about doing like crime level stuff, like stealing a bike or something. I'm not condoning it, but our parents did that. Your dad mostly did that, and he's never told you. Trust me right now. It could be a friend's bike. It could be a random bike that he just saw. Like, I'm telling you, your parents have done things that you would not believe. They just haven't told you. And if not your parents, at least talk to your grandparents about their childhood and what they did. Firstly, before I give you a solution to this, I need to tell you about who is to blame and why this situation has happened. Firstly, it's the parents' fault. Why? Because parents are obsessively focusing on risk aversion. Oh, you don't want to eat? Let me feed you. Oh, this is not how you wash your hands. Let me do it for you. Oh, this is not how you tie your lace. Let me do it for you. Oh, you're not getting your homework? Oh, no problem. Let's try it tomorrow. Or, oh, what is 1 plus 1? It's 2, right? And the kid says yes, and he just writes it down. It's disgusting. The amount of risk aversion parents are going through and how soft they've become is truly disgusting. Like, let the child do something. Like, you won't even let the child go out barefoot. Are you crazy? You won't let your child touch a dog? You won't let your child touch a cat? What kind of garbage is this, man? Your child's not gonna die. It's a human being. Human beings are incredibly resistant to physical and mental pain. Your baby's not just gonna die if it touches a dog. We have the medicine to fix it if anything goes wrong. And I'm not talking about risk aversion just in the sense of, letting them go out to play and all. Even in careers, man, like, it's truly disgusting. Just think, parents, if you're watching this, did you even think ever what career you want to do? Did you obsessively plan about your career since 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade? And look at where you are now. Some of you are at Microsoft, Apple, you're in the best companies in the world, and you did not know what the hell you were going to do. Why do you think it's going to be something different with your child? If he plans well, 8th standard से IIT का तैयारी करेगा, फिर इसमें जाएगा ये company, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Ever. रास्ता का साइड में जो बैठा है ना, वो कल एप्पल में काम कर सकता है. और तू IIT में से निकला ना, तू भी कल एप्पल में काम कर सकता है. That is true. What I've said is true because it worked for you. Parents are obsessively focusing on risk aversion and careers and studying and all that other stuff. Like, come on, like, you don't it's truly disgusting, and I want to make a full video on everything that's wrong with modern parents. It's going to be 45 minutes long. Trust me on this, man. If you want to watch that one, just subscribe so when I post it you get to know. Schools are also to blame. Why? Because of anti-bullying policies and all that stuff. Now, bullying is terrible. If it happens to you, I'm sorry, but it's absolutely essential. Bullying tells people where they stand in the world. If you're some skinny loser idiot, or if you're some fat dhol matol person, you're gonna get bullied, and people tell you that you are inferior because you are. It's not acceptable to be fat. You have to take care of your body. It's not acceptable to be skinny. You have to eat more. You have to look fit. If you are stupid, you deserve to get bullied because it's not acceptable to be stupid. And you might say, Shrey, isn't that harsh? No, it's not harsh. I'll tell you why. Because if that kid does not realize early on, let's say in school and college, that he is inferior, he will, बेचारा वो जॉब मार्केट में जाएगा, उसका कॉन्फिडेंस जीरो है, उसने कभी भी लाइफ में कुछ किया नहीं, सिर्फ पढ़ाई किया बैठ के कॉर्नर में. He has no other skills apart from studying. If he was bullied, like let's say for example he was bullied, and for his skinny body, for example, he could have worked on it early on, have a nice body, be confident, look like good in his clothes and all, and it's a leveled up version of what he is right now. Do you understand? So apart from just being extremely smart, he's also fit. He's also good at speaking to people because he was antisocial before. He got bullied. He decided to change, and then now he's that kind of person. Bullying is important. No matter how harsh it is important. And soft spots as well. Like in school, like everything is just soft now, right? You can't. To go to the toilet, you have to raise your hand. Oh, like what garbage is that? To drink water, you have to raise your hand. To stand up, you have to stand up. Like to speak, you have to stand up and talk. Disgusting, man. Like there is no independent thinking. And I'll tell you one thing about school. In 1938, Napoleon Hill, I'm sure you guys know Napoleon Hill. He's the one that wrote Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In 1938, he wrote in one of his books called Outwitting the Devil. Okay, I'm reading this word to word over here. So in that book, it's like a conversation that Napoleon Hill is having with the devil. It's an imaginary conversation, but this is what the devil is saying about schools in 1938. School teachers help me gain control of the minds of children, not so much by what they teach the children, as because of what they do not teach them. The entire public school system is so administered that it helps my cause by teaching children almost everything except how to use their own minds and think independently. I live in fear that someday some courageous person will reverse the present system of school teaching and deal my cause a death blow by allowing the students to become the instructors, using those who now serve as teachers only as guides to help the children establish ways and means of developing their own minds from within. When that time comes, the school teachers will no longer belong to my staff. You understand? So he's basically saying that school teachers is the devil's army, and it teaches, or rather does not teach, young children to think independently. 1938, that's almost 90 years ago or 80 years ago. What has changed? You tell me genuinely, what has changed? 80 years. Do you understand? Companies and governments are also to blame. Companies because of their desire for profit and all. Like I'm all for profit, but I would never exploit someone to this extent. Like there's a limit, man. Like I would sell cigarettes with a warning label that this causes cancer. This is fine. But if you're creating an Apple iPhone, if you're creating Facebook, Instagram and all, where is the warning? Where is the warning that you may get severely addicted, which will cause you to become depressed? Where's the warning? I would sell Instagram. I would happily use Instagram. Where's the warning? Alcohol has a warning. Alcohol has a warning saying this causes death. Cigarettes have a warning. Cigars have warnings. All these vices have warnings. Why doesn't this have a warning? So governments are to blame as well, because as you guys know, basically, like, governments need governments don't need lots of independent thinkers in the economy, because when you have independent thinkers, they will challenge your beliefs and thoughts. If the government tells you wear a mask, corona is coming, if you have a bunch of people that think independently, you will have a problem, because they will say, why should I wear a mask, why should I take the vaccine? Me personally, I've never taken a vaccine. Literally all my family, और दूर का भी family मेरे को बोल रहा है, वैक्सीन लिया, अरे ले ले जल्दी ले ले, वैक्सीन के बिना कुछ हो जाएगा तो. You have to think independently. I've never taken a vaccine of corona on all this garbage. I've taken vaccines, right, but I'm not going to take this coronavirus vaccine because it was a normal sickness. I got corona 3-4 times and nothing happened. Like, I was bedridden for literally 3 days. I was about to die, but I recovered. So what's the point? Like, why should I take a vaccine if I know that I can recover from corona? Okay, so we've now discussed who is to blame. So if you're a young person, what should you do? Let me tell you one thing. The world is going to hell and you have to prepare from now. Division amongst people is increasing like never before. Just observe the world if you can for a second. Government, people that are for government and people that are against government. Communism versus capitalism, China versus USA. LGBT versus non-LGBT in USA, whatever, gay versus non-gay. Male versus female, black versus white, rich versus poor. All these categories are having conflict. Just think about it. Feminism is an example I've written here. Feminism teaches these days, it teaches women to hate men more than it teaches women to become better women. Do you understand? Same with the rich and poor dynamic. Like, rich people will always tell poor people to work harder, and poor people will always tell rich people to give them money. And that division is only going to grow. And when it grows enough, there's going to be conflict. And then one of the groups is going to come out strong. Let's say the rich people come out strong. You'll have a city like Gotham in Batman, right? Where there's extremely poverty, there's like crime and all. But like the rich people are super rich and are super comfortable. They control the city. If the poor people win and like they drag the rich people down, alright, let's say you'll end up with something like Afghanistan. That's what you'll end up as if the poor people win. Because poor people have a disgusting mentality, and if they win, it's done. Even the other side is not an ideal situation where there is so much there's so much wealth gap. It's not ideal, but it depends. Like, you have a choice to choose what camp you're gonna be in when this conflict arises. Trust me, like, I know how good life right now is for all you young people. Trust me, you have everything. You have all the comforts, you have everything. And I'm telling you, it's not gonna last long because the conflicts are coming. It's not gonna last for long. In our lives, we'll be the first generation in a very long time, almost 100 years, where there will be internal and external pressure and problems. What do I mean by that? Let's say your parents and grandparents, they've not experienced war, they've not experienced all this crazy stuff, crazy conflict and all. They had what I call internal problems, meaning, let's say they wanted to succeed, okay? Nothing stopping them, it's just their mind. It's just become more disciplined, work hard, and you will succeed. For us, it's internal plus external pressure and problems. Why? Because we not only have to conquer our minds, but we have to fight through everything that's happening in the external world. 3 years ago, it was Corona. Last year, it was Russia, Ukraine. This year, it's going to be something else. Do you not see a pattern? Conflict is increasing, like random garbage is increasing. You have to fight through not only internal pressure, but external problems as well. Things that are not in your control. Corona just happened. Didn't you learn anything from it? Ukraine just happened. Didn't you learn anything? Something next gonna happen. You have to stay prepared. And that's why it's so much harder for us to achieve anything compared to our parents and grandparents. Parents, grandparents, it was a booming economy. The world is growing. No war, no conflict. The world is tired now. China, Russia, Ukraine, USA, conflict, Taiwan, Hong Kong, India, Pakistan. Something's gonna happen. You never know. So I want to conclude the video by saying that the solution is to become the best version of yourself by quitting all your vices, quit all this garbage. You have to become the best version of yourself. Life is life, because if you don't and some kind of conflict happens, let's say your house gets bombed, you will have no one to help you. You will have no money, you'll have no resources, you'll have no contacts. There'll be no one to help you, and life will become ridiculously difficult for you. Right? You didn't have a childhood, I agree. It's difficult. Like, you're depressed, so you're so deeply depressed. You didn't have a childhood. You're crying every single day. You're afraid of what might happen tomorrow. Is a war gonna happen? Will this happen? Will that happen? Don't worry. Just work, become the best version of yourself. Join a gym, work on your body, read books, work on your mind, learn new things, work on your skills. Meet with people. Like, let's say your friend is glued to the phone. Take the phone, just talk to him for a second. Talk to older people if you want to socialize with people that are healthy in the mind. There are so many things you can do to improve your life. Right? You didn't have a childhood, my friend. Trust me. I understand. You didn't have a childhood. But make sure that your children don't have to go through the same. Make sure your children are given a childhood that they deserve. If you like this video, I'm most active on my Telegram. You'll find the link in the description. If the link doesn't work with you, try using a VPN and joining, because Telegram has a few issues. That's all I have to say for this video. If you liked it, like it, and I have other videos also like this on my channel. Go check them out as well. That's all. Thanks for watching.